2 needles of confusion, big. My power play of confusion needles that barely last for even 5 turns. Oh hey, we got some... Oh, that's not a bad upgrade. RF acquired. Might switch over to an actual scarf. There it is, okay. People wanted to see the Logitong. What do we got? Wow. That is certainly an interesting item, is it not? That's a good Logitong. I'm not a big fan of Star Noise, but it is good, and it's got invis. On top of having strength, which is like a little bit of slang, so for sure it's a use. Only thing is, how's it gonna go with my current skills? It's not too bad. Yeah, noise and stealth. I mean, this is gonna do very good damage without nerfing my defenses too much, so. Blink frog. Skeletons and Hellcrawl, what do they do? I wasn't aware that that was like some kind of... Be nice for Orc if I haven't cleared it yet. Well, I never clear Orc before a lair, so... Oh good, another Hydra. Just what I wanted to fight. When they stab monsters, they scream at the same time. You're telling me that skeletons can stab? Almost sounds like a 4.1 mechanic. I don't think this is really going to work out all that well. How is he in translocational energy? Riddle me that. So what is this going to do? Okay, fire. He's my main concern here. I think Force Lance is actually going to do too much. Problem is, I'd have to blink, unfortunately, and that's not an amazing, well, we got a knockback. Oh, we got him, nice, alright, well that worked better than the last time, let's say that much. You know, you blink frogs, I really appreciate, I just appreciate you guys a lot. Yep, I have killed every Hydra I've encountered. I have tried to avoid some of them, but as you noticed, certain monsters weren't interested in cooperating in that regard. Oh, so the other thing is Hero's especially good with this weapon because lowers my delay by a lot. Blink frogs, yay. We can get a little bit more rhythm going with this character now. By rhythm, I mean more Hydras, of course. Alright, exclude. I excluded this one. You all saw it. It's recorded in the VOD. I excluded it. I'm not going to fight that Hydra, for sure. Guaranteed. No Wand of Clouds, no Blink, no Force Lance. I'm not going to fight that Hydra. Successfully avoided Hydra. Well, it's like the Hydra's dead now. It's literally a statue monster. It's like old Curse Skulls. For those who remember that. Which I know Mikey does. What layer ending will we get? CS style. That's the old school. They had lots of style, those Curse Skulls. They didn't even give a shit. They just sat there and were like, yeah, go ahead. No, go on, please. They just stood right where they were and they were like, yeah, why don't you? Oh man, that was Draco Omega. And it wasn't even Wandering Mushroom. It was actually more elaborate than Wandering Mushroom because it was like they were following you outside of Los. Because Wandering Mushrooms, when they wander normally. But they just freeze when they get in Los. But Curse Skulls did this thing where like they were always just outside of your Los, like wandering. And then in some weird conditions, they would appear in your Los and be like, haha. And you would just be like, you again? And they'd be like, yes. And so you'd move out of Los and you're like, all right, I think I lost him. But they were actually following you the whole time. It was really weird. It was like something out of a cartoon, basically. Yeah, the stationary ones were the ones when I first started playing Crawl. Wow, one shot. Grants me a weapon. Yeah, you would, Oka. You would do that now. Oh boy. It's actually made that... Oh, you know what I have? A little bit risky here. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go invis. What I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, invis, very good. Now I have to watch the Hydra. Also don't see invis. Oh no. Oh no. Looks like we got a certain end map that may have, yes, frogs may be in our future. Are they still stationary in 015? I think around then, that's when they started going through that iteration where they had the weird behavior. They had that for at least one version. They might have had it for a couple. I'd have to go check. You can look it up on the wiki. Would have that info. It might be in the LearnDB as well. Well, this guy is bodying me. What the hell? It's just a vampire mosquito. You're just a cheap mob. God. Kind of out of throwables. Really want to move too far off these stairs. You see invis? See, okay. I guess I'll just one-shot you then. How about that? Unlike the last dude who was like unkillable. Oh, glowing fusta. Oh yeah, I have two-handers. This means I can actually potentially use the triple crossbow eventually. This lair is nothing but trash mobs and Hydra. Yep. A lot of feels like the shit is. Are you talking about the Fustibalos? Nope. It's a great sling. It's the name for a great sling. I don't know if you remember great sling. They're the one-handed top tier sling. Yeah, it's just a rename. I'll trust you, Mikey, because I know you majored in the humanities, so you would know. Political science isn't even a humanity, though, is it? They would probably be offended if you suggested that. Or is it a humanity? I don't even know what the not so tough when you gotta face down a +7 Lajitong, huh? Not so easy, is it, Mr. Spiny Frog? Oh, this guy though. That guy was doing the old pump and roll. Something like that. So yeah, this is Frog Pond, if anybody's not. Oh, can I enslave you? That would really... These things are good enslave targets, because they're pretty... You know what, why don't you go fight him? I like that even better. Yeah, that's right, leech each other. Why don't you think about how it feels? Go on and leech your friend over there. Circling close to close distance on a monster. Some say they're leeching to each other to this very day. I'd leave the level and come back and they're still locked in the eternal battle. Because one leech hits the other leech and regains some of its HP. But then the first leech hits the second leech and regains some of its HP. So they can never die. It's a curse. It's like a Sisyphean task. I guess I can go ahead and burn these precious... I might actually go invis here because we're starting to attract a few friends. Just gonna burn some of these. Whack these guys. Tyrant Leech dies, hell yes. I like it. Oh, he's no longer charmed. It's unfortunate. Wow, he has a lot of HP left. Not anymore. Yeah, I don't want to fight every monster ever though. Don't be too greedy. This one, so this is a map that's very deceptive in term. If you're newer to doing some of these maps, it's easy to think, okay, I killed it all. But there's probably no more tyrant leeches. There could be. It's variable the number, but usually it doesn't have too many. You can see there's plenty of vampire mosquitoes. Oh, that's right. It was a foot. I was like, what was that weapon that he dropped? Oka dropped back there. But I remember now. There's usually not that many. There's usually just a few. Yeah, but I think I don't know what the average is. There could be another one for sure, but there's not going to be two more. You can get a fun one to do in a stream. Yeah, that one usually goes rather smoothly. I'm sure I have done it in a stream before, because I have a lot of video. I don't even know how many Ascensions I have uploaded. I have like 15 wins or something like that on YouTube. Obviously some of those videos are fairly old, but what am I even doing right now? No. Guess okay. Yeah, this Lajitong is really strong. Nobody can see me. This is what Mikey loves about stealth. Oh wow, okay. trying to deal with a monster and it just decides that randomly it's gonna... It's like the monster's constantly trying to pump and roll and it's failing over and over again. And you're just watching it from the sidelines going, what are you doing, man? What are you even doing? This is embarrassing. Also, this map is famous, of course, for lots of electric eels, which is ironic because I think Minmay is actually no fan of electric eels. Oh, here we go. Twisted Trident. Could be interesting. I am not going to wield ID that because I don't, again, want to get saddled with... That could be a really nice weapon. Oh, okay. There's the third one. I wasn't wrong yet. I did say there could be another Tyrant Leech. But don't say that I was wrong. Let's see, can we Fulmin Imprison this guy? Most monsters should be removed from the game. Harsh. Wow, did that really miss the stupid leech? I'm trying to do this in a way that's like going to work, and obviously... I mean, spiny frogs are not bad. Well, that's... I didn't want that to happen. We'll try the can of worms play. Oh. Oh, look at this. Tyrant Leech is knocked back by the Lance of Force. Wow. Was that the can of worms dream right there? Did we just fulfill the dream? Is he smiling somewhere? Right back into, yeah, Lance actually connected. It happened. Oh boy. Inner Flame, Corona. The AM starting book. Of all the books to find, that was not my keys slipped up there. Yeah, get over there. There is a Mortal Kombat move that knocks people back like that, right? There's gotta be, like several. Could be useful for Yaras. Yeah. I saw one of the Korean players using Yara. Actually, the guy, the top player right now is a Korean player. He's the Korean N7. 78291 is legendary crawl and NetHack player. I don't know if he's still first place in the tournament, but he's sort of a newcomer to like the tournament rankings. And I was spectating him, and he got the infamous Gamma Funk It's a Trap Vault on some kind of like sort of a stabby type of character, and I was like, "Ooh, that vault, you should go in." And he was like, and then he went in, and then he tried to rush to the end and he almost died, and then he got banished, and then he did die in the abyss. And why am I telling this story? Corona. Oh yeah, he was using Yara. Yeah. It's not easy to remember his name. I don't think they know who N7 is. They know who Yermak is, of course. I was mentioning players, and they would ask me about Yermak. They're like, "Do you know Yermak?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." They didn't even really know about Elliptic. I had to show them Elliptic Streak, and run some commands to show them. They're like, "Oh wow, this guy is amazing." But they knew about Yermak. Some of them might have known, and it might have been just the group of players I was talking to, but it's always fun going into the chat because they know me from the commits. Signed your sock. But they know me from the commits. Apparently they have a special name for me that's like easier for them to say. than I guess Gamma Funk. Yermak socks would be pretty dope. I think if Cobaldina or one of the people doing crawl merc shops made those, I think they would sell out, personally. I'm not sure if Yermak would appreciate the idea of Fulminant Prism. Huge play right here to block the petrification. Huge play right here. Look at this. Look at this huge play. At one point I don't think I was actually blocking petrification, but I did for at least like 2 turns. But yeah, it's funny to go to their chat because they kind of know, many of them know who I am, and not all of them do, of course, but I'll just sort of like chat and they'll start asking me like questions and opinions, and it's funny. It's always funny to hear their opinions because they're very different. They want it's a very big thing among Korean players to do like unrand runs, where like they find some unrand and they like theme the run around it, kind of like those unique runs that somebody was doing that people have done in the past. What's up, the show? And but they like I watched somebody playing a Spriggan that had Spriggan's knife, and they were doing like a 15 rune, and they had that, which is unfortunate for them because that's obviously not a very good weapon. Which we need to fix that. E-Bearing actually has a patch for it. I think it's based on a suggestion Mikey made, actually, of making it, I forget what it was. There's Jiva. Okay. Getting owned by a spiny frog, good. I really should be using like hero against every spiny frog because they still... Oh man, there's the 4th one. Well, I did allow the possibility that there could be 4 Tyrant Leeches. Or is this the same 3rd one that I saw earlier? It could be. I'm losing track. Oh no, because that's right. I did the Fulminant Prism play. That's right. Big Fulminant Prism play. Look at this. Not going to get to Force Lance this one. But I think we got him. Nice. Remember when I said we got him? I lied. That's alright. Logitong took over. Oh man. Another one? I could have gone Invis too. That would have been a good move. I know Gamma, I know Olympic. Who is Yermak? Yermak is just a long-time legendary kind of player. He has won first place in a number of tournaments. He's done all sorts of like challenge runs of every conceivable kind. He doesn't really he doesn't go after any of those specific categories, but he's just won tons and tons of games of Crawl. Yeah, he's won the most in any tournament. You can see Elliptic there as 2nd most. He's the best spin of Dith player. I wonder how he would feel if he knew you were characterizing him that way, Mikey. I wonder what. I wonder if he would appreciate that characterization. Just the kind of story for me to, next time we're chatting. Did you know that Mikey said that the best thing you've ever done is win a spin of Dith? Did you know that? It was like that one time Elliptic showed up into my stream. Only once. We didn't know it was him, of course. He was like, his name was like RW or something like that. You know, one of those jokes that he always does. And this was years ago. I was not exactly brand new to streaming, but it was like only, I don't know, maybe it was even less than a year. And Twitch delay was a lot longer. And he just sort of said, this stream delay is kind of intolerable. And I was like, oh, hi, RW, 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 welcome, I guess. And then he started doing some queries when he saw that Lam Lobot, which it definitely existed at the time. I'm not sure how long into after I started streaming that I made Lam Lobot, so that existed at the time. So he started doing a bunch of queries for looking up Elliptic's game, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then he was like, yes, this stream delay is quite bad, and then he left. It's like, wow, that was the legend. You haven't seen a lot of his games. Yeah, I think I've watched some TVs of him doing Orb Ninja, because when I first did it, I did it really stupidly and lost characters just messing around doing dumb things. There, man, okay, this does have a lot of Tyrant Leeches, I guess. Well, why don't you just walk away? Glaive, plate. Not if this guy's really gonna cooperate. Can I force lance you? Really? That's out of range? Dude, what is the range of Force Lance? Oh my god, its range depends on spell power. That's the other thing about Force Lance that kind of sucks. And, alright, well. There we go. Dealt with. Got some javelins, plate. There's a form you could beat into it. That would have been pretty awesome. Like, actually, it's trivial to improve stream delay. It follows a distribution that's log normal. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned it, Gamma Funk. Yep, once I tried to correct Elliptic's math and I failed. Spoiler, he was right, I was wrong. Yep, Nope knows about Elliptic. Nope remembers. Sentinel's Mark on layer 1. Haven't run into Herald yet. Alright, so now we're going to do 2.75 hours. There's some nonsense distribution. Yep. Oh, there's Snorg. Well, Snorg is kind of a pain. I could possibly paralyze him, or not. What do we have? He's not somebody I really want to go. Oh, does he see invis? Okay, thank you, CBRO lag. I appreciate it. Let's see invis. Yeah, I probably can. Especially since I've got Shroud. I sort of want to soften him up some. Oh, I even have Finesse. Oh yeah. Good. Okay, stand still. Yep. Mikey was talking about that the other day. People are, he goes berserk. She goes berserk, and she's really frightening. But if I get buffed up enough, here's a Rune Broadaxe. It's not going to be better than a Logitong, really. I don't even know why I pick it up, because it's like, it takes a long time to get that to min delay.